are now tuned in to The Money Zone with your host, Folasade, the accountant for entrepreneurs. The time is now, your future waits, your money matters, make no mistake, it's not too late to dominate, so don't delay, get your money straight. The money zone, together we'll achieve your goals, we're building wealth, you're not alone, so don't delay, get your money straight.
Hey guys, welcome. It's your girl Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys. I am so excited to be here with you guys on this amazing snowed in Tuesday, y'all. But look, I can't complain. You can't complain. We are alive, blessed, and in living color, guys. So tonight's show is going to be all for the individuals in the music industry, guys. We have an amazing guest, Tiffany Gaines, coming on, guys. We're going to be talking about how the music industry has changed. And guys, come on now, over the years, since Soulja Boy said, Soulja Boy tell him, whoa, right? He did the Soulja Boy Superman. Yeah, right? Okay. Soulja Boy changed the game, right? When he went viral on YouTube and didn't need labels and was independent, right? So since then, the music industry has drastically changed. So what better way to find out how the music industry changes impact you and what we should be expecting going forward. So guys, if you know of anyone that is in the music industry or in the A&R inside of that arena at all, guys, you want to share this video with them and grab your pen as usual, grab your paper, tell your girlfriend, Folasade got an amazing guest tonight, Tiffany Gaines. So what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to give you a few minutes to go to bit.ly/TMZ, get notified, TMZ, so you can find out when we have amazing guests coming on the show, so you can be in the loop, girl, or, guy, right? So you can be in the loop, and then also so you can know all of the tips and strategies and how money is relative to you and really start attracting money. Because I see a lot of y'all out here forcing sales, and you're wondering why you can't make six figures, why you can't make $1 million, is because you haven't figured out the wave yet. So join our mailing list, guys. Go to bit.ly/get notified, DMZ, right? And grab your pen and your paper, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome on this snowy, snowed in Tuesday, guys. I'm your host, Folasade, the Accountability Accountant, guys. If you're not following me on all things social media, I advise you follow me so you can learn about accounting, taxes, and so I can save you some coins and help you guys build generational wealth. So today we have action-packed, to me, it's action-packed night, guys. We have Tiffany Gaines. Okay. Now, I normally wouldn't say this word when I'm associating it with some people, but we have a mogul, female mogul, Tiffany Gaines in the building, guys. Tiffany Gaines is the founder and CEO of SS Global Entertainment, the first female founded company to contract with over 48, not one, not two, not 5, 10, 15, 20, 48. I didn't even know it was that many. 48 major labels and over 4,000 artists. Tiffany's mission is to create a culture shift of collaboration among both independent and mainstream artists, music executives, record labels, networks, and brands to build mutually beneficial partnerships. Gaines has also served on the board of the Southern California Women's Chamber and is regularly featured in publications such as Yahoo Finance and look, the Big F, Forbes. Guys, help me welcome Tiffany Gaines to the Money Zone. Hey, Tiffany.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Can you see me? It looks like I'm dark. I'm black.
Yeah. Here we go. Yep. Okay, look like you're coming in. Okay, guys, so while we're waiting for Tiffany to get her video together, so tonight's show is for the artists, for all of the individuals. If you're independent artists, mainstream artists, we're going to be talking about all of the changes that have happened in the music industry, that is presently happening in the music industry, and also how you as an artist can make money during this tough time, how we keep them coins flowing. And let me be honest with you, during my first introduction, when we first came on the show, I mentioned to you that Soulja Boy changed the game. Now, Tiffany she might can go deeper on this, but that's kind of how I want to start off, because he changed the whole game with the streaming and everything. So, Tiffany, welcome to the Money Zone.
Thank you so much. How are you doing? Looking beautiful.
I'm doing amazing. Happy to be able to grace our stage today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a blessing. And look, the way that we be having these technical difficulties sometimes, I just have to just dive right on in. So let me ask you something. Did Soulja Boy mess up the game, or did he enhance the game for the artist?
You know what? Yes, Soulja Boy did do his thing, but I have to give credit to the online retailers. You know, Spotify, YouTube, it gave a platform for independent artists and mainstreams, of course, but independent that are not tied to major machines to just launch. We have a phone, we have computers, anything with a monitor we can tune into. So it's really anybody's game. But yes, I don't know if you can recall, he was one of the first and I actually was a part of launching this platform as well, but it was very similar to you log on live and they can kind of tune in. It was like Hang With. That's what it was called. Do you remember?
Oh, wow. I've never heard of that. Okay.
Yep, Hang With. And Ray was the founder. And I remember telling him, Ray, if you don't hurry up and do this and take it global, YouTube or Instagram or Facebook is going to do it. And sure enough, they did. But he was one of the first that partnered with the company, and he allowed people to come into his home, on stage, backstage with him. So he's been a part of a few firsts. Yeah, he made a big shift, you know. But as far as the shift, let's talk about that. The change in the industry today, really, I feel that's what's allowed me to flourish. Okay, I've worked with a few of the majors, the subsidiaries, Island Def Jam, of course, A&R reps with Interscope. The only thing that is different is now it's anyone's game. The executives that are veterans are actually coming to us, you know, or little small at the time, little small peewees, and saying, okay, what do you have? Who do you have? And from these different platforms that are launching, the internet is really what's made everything, expand. So, I mean, look at you. You're on a podcast right now, and we can tune in live from China.
Yes.
Right? So,
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Tiffany, if you guys did not get it, she's basically saying the internet changed the game, y'all. We had a few people that, changed the game as well, but just us having this amazing platform and being able to come on just like this right now, guys, and build an audience and build a community is really where the game changer came into play. So honestly, from a business perspective, guys, why aren't you going live? Why aren't you creating community? Why aren't you doing things? Because guess what? There's a very low barrier to entry now. At first, you had to have a brick and mortar and all this stuff. And I know same goes for the artists into the music industry, right? Then you have to have like a backing, a big time manager that can connect you or get your songs played on a radio and all of those things. So now, since the game has completely changed, how does it work now, Tiffany? If I was an artist and I wanted to become the next Ariana Grande, how would I go about it?
well, this is what I'm going to tell you, and I tell this to every artist who comes to me initially. There's a perspective that needs to change. If you come to me and you have a conversation, you say, okay, the first thing I want to do is go platinum with you. If only you can get me out there, I'm going to make you millions. That's the wrong perspective to have. Okay. First thing you have to have is a blueprint. The blueprint, just like any other business, is the steps and the basic steps that allow you to follow certain instructions, registration, distribution. So there's pre-production, then there's post-production, right? I'm pretty much the post-production, but the pre-production side is getting in the studio, writing, recording, producers, your network, building writers, demo singers, that sort of thing. But then once we get past all that and you've mixed and mastered your project, you're looking for a distributor. So a distribution company is very, very different from a record label. And that's something that I constantly come across when artists are like, okay, so can you offer me in advance? How much, I'm really worth at least 500 to $1 million. What can you do for me? But distribution companies are not typically offering advances. They're doing joint ventures. Okay.
Got it.
And a joint venture is basically when you've already established your own machine. You have a publicist, you have a manager, and you're profiting. Some people come to me and say, all I need is an investor. Okay, well, that's every business owner, right? Artists tend to think that, oh, well, if only I had this, then the whole thing would just come together. But in reality, I always try to shift their perspective and get them to picture themselves as a business. So if you were a business and you got a lease, maybe you leased a building for a year, right? You still need a register, you still need furniture, you still need to take care of the overhead, the bills, the lights, whatever the case may be. So a lot of these small details, which in their mind have nothing to do with them, that's for the manager. That's for the publicist who's going to establish my brand. That's for no. When people initially in the past, 20, 30 years ago, were signed to major labels, everything was done for them. There was a department for everything, right? So when you look at via social media, when you go to Instagram, let's just say, and you see everything put together, it's easy to see the finished product and go, okay, all I need to do is get the clothes, get the grills, and that's for rappers, get the Louis Vuitton, the Chanel, the whatever the case may be, and look the part. And then they're just going to come to me, and then I have to boost up my social media with these likes and comments and all this good stuff. And I have my music, and then I'm just going to go gold, or go platinum. And I have to break it down to them. I am a teacher. When you come to me and you sign non-exclusively, that's key here. Signing non-exclusive versus a label deal. Labels tie you down. It's a complete full 360. They own everything about you, right? They your likeness, your image, your soul, everything, right? But when it comes to me, you come and you sign, and it's anyone's game. I keep saying that because I want people to understand, if you give me effort, I will give you that and that much more. So if I schedule a call with you once a month, I need you to be accountable and call me at that very time. If you don't call me, I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to text you and say, hey, is everything okay? I'll assume, just as grown adults do, that something came up and you'll follow up with me. So when we have consistent phone conversations, we're going to go over everything from registration, see where you are, details as far as your music, how far you've gone, um, how many projects have you released? What are we looking at in terms of this entire blueprint? Do you have videos for visuals? Do you have your social media manager that might be working your projects, so that you can have pre-releases, you can have pre-release parties, you can have post. There's so much to it that artists just think it's just going to come together. So what I do is show them the basics first. So within 4 months, there's a 3-month delay on reporting when it comes to distribution. So on the 4th month, they're going to release their music on the 1st month. 2nd month, they're going to go through trend reports, and I'm going to teach them how to view statements. And I know you know about statements because you're.
Oh my! I'm getting excited, Tiffany.
Right?
This sounds like their business. Like, I see that same mistake with my small business owners, Tiffany. They think, oh, I got the EIN, I got the business registered, and forget that is just step one. You still need to know the basics. You still got to put your products out there, analyzing. Okay, I'm getting excited here because I didn't even think that, well, I knew it, but just to hear it clearly from you that artists are supposed to operate and function like a full-blown corporation. And so from your perspective, are you seeing that being a common thread that they're operating as a business, or they're just winging it and not taking it serious and expecting everything to be done for them and handed to them and make it easy for them, basically?
The majority of independent artists are winging it. The majority. Oh, wow. When they come to me, 9 times out of 10, and I kid you not, this is a true story, they might not have even made $100 in an entire year, but they look the part. They look nice. Everything is purchased. They spend money little here and there. That's another thing that I teach. When you have a budget, a lot of people, they get tired of hearing this question, what's your budget? If you have $5,000 to $10,000 to spend, let's just say, you never just say, okay, well, let's spend all that up front, make a big, huge bang and blow it up. No, you always spread it out because there's 3 months to a lifespan of a single in terms of marketing. If something happens within 3 months, then, okay, there's potential. But after 3 months, if nothing's going on, then you want to move to the next. But within 3 months, you split that up and you give it another 3. So usually 6 months split up into $5,000 to $6,000 or $5,000 to $10,000. What you're doing here is building a consistency in marketing that particular product. Have you ever watched, and I always tell my artists this, have you ever watched a commercial? Let's say Subway. Okay, my son loves Subway. So the first time it comes on, you may not pay it any mind, right? Second time it comes on, they force feed it too. In the beginning, it seems like every few minutes. But when it comes on maybe 20 to 30 times within, let's just say 2 weeks, and then you haven't eaten. And now all of a sudden that cheese is looking good. The meat, you're thinking, well, that's healthier than McDonald's. So all of a sudden you find yourself at Subway. You got out of your seat or wherever you were, you drove down there and you physically purchased a product that you already knew was there. You've seen it so many times run over and over again, even whether it's indirectly or directly, you've seen it, but it did not make you get up and go get it until it was force fed. That's the music industry. You can't expect to just put a post, a flyer, even a video, and say, go get go get the song or go stream it, go download it, and boom, you're just an overnight success. That's not how it works, right? So that's why it's really important. Influencers are a good idea. There's so many different elements to marketing, but you do have to write it down and you have to make a plan for each one of your singles. Those are your babies. And you have to do it as that's your only chance to do what to turn into this overnight success. But I
Look, y'all.
want to talk more about statements. Let's talk more about statements because you're in finance. Artists don't know what they're looking at when they open
Oh, I
up.
know.
When they look at it, they see a bunch of numbers. They don't know what these territories are. They don't know the difference between ad revenue versus specific types of streams. They don't know the difference between certain fees and the difference between taxes, and they don't know the difference between, they just open up the statement and say, okay, so I earned $4.10. I guess that's what I did. And if that were a business, your business, or as a business owner, you're one, is that what you want to do? Is just open it up and go, I guess that's what I earned.
But Tiffany, that's common though. It's the same thing with the startups. And that's how they do. They don't, even if I give them the statements, they're not even curious enough to say, okay, Folasade, what does that mean? I literally have to force feed them the information and gradually teach them the basics, and then over time. So it's basically no different between the artist and the startup business owner. They're both naive, okay? And we have to force feed them certain aspects of business for them to really get it. And you had said something that was really interesting to me, is that they didn't know the different revenue sources that they are actually generating. They don't know the difference between ad spend and this and that. And that's another common thread with small businesses. But they know what they're selling, but they really don't really know how to really monetize it further, and maybe take one product and break it up into several different aspects and make a longer length of revenue. And so from your perspective, from that, how is that hurting the artist by them not knowing their numbers and knowing how to read their financial statements?
It's hurting them because they don't know the potential of the amount of money that they could make if they only knew. And let me give you an example. The minute I found out that one stream from one retailer pays a different amount from another retailer, and then I looked at the difference between ad revenue and whatever it might be. Okay, I'm just giving an example.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is what sparked an interest to me, because I'm saying, okay, well, these are all online retailers. Why do some pay higher than others? Then I start looking into retention. Okay, retention, the time that someone views or listens to your song. Okay, these are things that determine the amount of money you're going to get. So when you find out, oh, so I can earn more if I focus on retention, I can earn more if I focus on this site as opposed to this site because this one pays more. When you study that statement alone, I literally jumped my business profit 5,000%. The minute I knew, oh, those are true numbers. The minute I knew. So that's what makes it okay. And I started doing I started testing everything. I started using some of the artists. I'm going to use some of your music, and I'm going to put some, campaigns here and there. You're going to see some rising. A lot of artists were like, "What, Tiffany? Did something happen?" I'm like, just you're just a guinea pig right now. Just enjoy the money,
Right.
And I was seeing when the results were coming back via statements. I said, okay, this is it. So I created a strategy, a program, formula. It's a part of the blueprint. Every single one of my artists, and I have a lot, over 4,000, okay? Producers included, producers, managers, label owners, I've taught them all at some point within the last 15 years how to do what I just taught you. And every single one of them make close to $250 to $500 a month on average while they sleep.
Wow. Okay, guys. Oh, no, sorry, Tiffany. I was just about to interpret this for my business folks. Okay, guys. So look what Tiffany's. So we have our several different marketplaces. We have our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube, our Pinterest, and all of those. So all of those different social media platforms are considered marketplaces, right? Okay. So with these particular marketplaces, you may garner a certain amount of revenue from each particular different platform. So like for me, I make more money between Instagram and Facebook. Okay. My referrals, Instagram spend faster with me. Facebook is like they take 2-3 years. They've been seeing me for 10 years, Tiffany, and then they just click the button now they're ready. So what she's basically saying is that if artists really knew how much money they made on each platform, then they will be able to really make more money and monetize things more. So how many of you artists that's listening to this, or how many of you small business owners that is listening to this right now and really don't know what platform, aka marketplace, that you're making the most money from or can potentially make more money from? Girl, Tiffany, you getting into it, girl. Okay, I'm getting so excited. This is like some really good stuff. And then she also said, which I'm seeing on the business side, that artists really don't know their potential. And so, and by knowing their potentials, by looking at their numbers, you can project and say, okay, well, if I made 50,000 this month, if I do XYZ, I can make $100,000 this month. So that goes back to what Tiffany also said, guys, that she have to teach her folks the basics. Many of you artists, many of you business owners are trying to skip the basics, which is going to cause your foundation to be unsturdy. We do not want to build your house on broken bricks. And if you don't hire professionals like Tiffany and myself, then guess what? You will not have that solid foundation with the basics that you guys need to really leverage and grow and make the money that you guys desire. So, ooh, that was a lot, Tiffany. Okay, this is amazing. Good stuff, girl. Good stuff. So now I just want to ask you, do you enjoy, and then I'll go into the money part, but do you enjoy seeing the change in their decision making and their mindset after you've seen them before not knowing the basics, and then after you teach them the numbers and everything, girl, how they flip it on you? Do you enjoy seeing that growth in your clients?
I love it. It's better than money because I'm creating a legacy. And they're going to talk about it when I'm gone. They're going to share it, hopefully with their children. You know, it usually musically goes, trickles down. But as far as that's the difference between money and value. You know, some people say you focus so much on money. How do I get the money, the money, the money? But I'm telling you, if you focus on the value of your service, they're just going to be throwing money at you. That's all you want. Let me tell you, my welcoming emails, there's an initial fee when people have to come and join, okay? But that fee to me, and I'll talk, if we do have time, I'll explain to you why I came up with that fee. But what I wanted to say was, when they get those welcoming emails, one of the emails entails over $3,000 to $5,000 worth of templates of contracts, standard, industry standard, anything that you can think of, from copyright, production, label, anything, licensing, booking type of contracts. There's a lot of terms that you might not be familiar with, but all of these contracts, you might have to go to a lawyer and pay $250, who knows, just to get this. And the fee that I charge is a fraction of what they would have to pay just to get that email. And I give that to them for free. Just say, listen, I want you to understand structure, and I want you to protect yourself, because that's one of the biggest problems from producers and artists is they don't know this. They have this. They don't protect themselves. They put their music all over the place. People are stealing the music left and right. You hear mainstream on the radio, and that sounds like the song. It happens all the time. Tiffany, what I do, it looks like such and such, who's a big name, just put this song out, but those are my lyrics, and that's my melody. And you take risks like that for not following protocol and just tying your music to registration, copywriting your music, of course, making sure that it's registered with the performance royalty organizations. I can go on, but these are welcoming emails that you just get initially right when you join. So as soon as you join, I'm blessing you with jewels, and then we're on a monthly call to go over anything you want. And sometimes, let me tell you, and I tell this to my artists all the time, if you are not right mentally, or if you are not right spiritually, even physically, because we know health is wealth, then you can't perform. There's no way you can run a business. There's no way you can build a brand. So sometimes those hourly calls turn into therapy sessions, to where I know about what's going on with their family. I know I can tell you whose anniversary it is, and anniversary to your wife, you know, and sometimes I help them get through their issues with whatever it might be. It has nothing to do with music. But the reason why I do that is because once they get that figured out, then they're back to the, you see what I'm saying? Back to business.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we need that. Who's there to help them? Okay. If especially men, they have a lot to handle. You know, they have to be the strong foundation for the family, and they're looked at as you better lead. And then the women traditionally are supposed to be there to take care of the kids and, you know,
Mhm.
clean this, that, and other. But now we just shift roles, and we're the entrepreneurs and we're the overseers, or we're side by side. So because of that, they have a tendency to not share their fears or not share their frustrations because they still feel like they have to hold us down as women. And not just the other half, I'm talking about as women, right?
Mhm.
Just men leading women. Because men, whether they realize it or not, they shift the culture of women.
Yes.
That's a whole nother
Okay.
topic.
Look, it is. So look, guys, and so many of you are wondering when Tiffany, well, this was going to be my explanation for when she said money, value is worth more than money. And so many of you, I equate that to attraction. Once you know your value, once you know what you bring to the table, that's when that money attraction is so deep that everything you touch is just turned into gold. Every client you bless, they're sending you more referrals. Every time you come online, you're getting inquiries about working with you, and that's because you solidified the value that you bring. And then she also tapped into something saying that she have to be her clients counselors. And from my side, Tiffany, I thought I was the only one. Girl, I always said I'm their counselor because I push them to their greatness. So when I seen that Plies post that he did in the Shade Room, reshared it talking about Black businesses, this, they just want you to support this without bad product. At that point, I died inside because I felt all of my clients that I just pushed to put their product out just crumble in their seat like with the motivation. And so guys, I just want to let you all know that when you have a strong support system like Tiffany, and guys, she is honestly, from what I'm hearing, is the secret sauce for all of you artists that are struggling right now. All of you artists that are struggling right now with learning the ins and outs of the business, you're not sure about your contracts, you're not certain about quite a bit. She is the woman that you guys need to go ahead on and have on your team, okay? And I'm not saying that just because she's on the show. What I'm saying is that you all need somebody that works for you, that have your best interests in mind. And automatically, right off the bat, she's solving a lot of problems that many of you face. And I was watching a clip the other day of Growing Up Hip Hop. Diamond has said something. She said something like, and you may be able to correct me on this because I don't know the technical term, but she was saying, I can't just show up and sing. I need to have the call sheet so I can know how I'm going to get paid. And I don't know if I said the term right, but if she didn't have that call sheet, then she probably would have shorted herself on some of her royalty payments or things like that. So now, before we go, and no, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to let Tiffany take a little break, sip her some water, get herself together. I ask you guys to head on over to Instagram, guys, and go and follow Tiffany Gaines. I am Tiffany Gaines. Gaines spelled Gaines, okay? And then also Tiffany Gaines Official on Facebook, and then T Gaines Global on Twitter. Guys, go ahead on and follow this woman. If you know of, and most of us African Americans, y'all know your cousin Pookie is trying to be an artist. You know your nephew down the street, then put money out there and did his little EP or did his mixtape, and he need help. Tiffany is the woman for them, guys. It is no reason for any of you artists right now to be spinning your wheels at all, trying to figure out the game. So go ahead on, follow Tiffany and message her and say, Folasade sent me from the Money Zone. Can you help me? What do I need to do so I can work with you? Okay. Do that, because I would rather for her to protect you guys now than for you to be, excuse my vulgarity, ass out later. Okay. So guys, follow Tiffany. And when we come back, we're going to talk about how you guys can make some money during this change in the music industry during this pandemic, and how you can possibly work with Tiffany as well. So grab your pen, your paper, share the video, guys, and we'll be right back. Many entrepreneurs fail is because of their self-avoidance, that lack of self-accountability, and really focusing on yourself. So many of the times we're afraid to leverage relationships because we also didn't know we didn't do all the work that we needed to do. So take advantage of what Raven just said. If you have friends that are in high places, leverage those relationships, but make sure you do it strategically and make sure there's some strategy behind it. Many of you are starting businesses because it looked like it, everybody else is doing it. It looked cool, it looked this, and it's not around your purpose and your passion.
Hello.
So what many of you are doing is you're taking those shortcuts in those businesses that you guys presently have because you never initially started up on the right foot. Because that's one of the things when I ask new startups, they're not clear. They cannot tell me the age, the demographics, the income, the avatar of their client. So from your perspective, how important is identifying your target market and getting that business off the ground? That the millennials want the success right now, right away. They don't have the courage to continue past year one if they had a year of failures. So now, if you are that millennial and you've quit on every idea that you started or every new business, stop and put in some work for at least a year or two in something consistently, and then judge your success off of that. You cannot judge your success because you didn't got a Shopify page and you put it up there, you put the link in your Instagram and nobody bought for over 6 months. Like, you cannot say you did your job by just doing those few basic steps. You have to do the leg work. So books like Raven's workbook, The Game Changer, is that part of the leg work that I see from my experience, many millennials try to avoid. Yes, you may not need the old school business plan, but you need some type of plan. Success. is the year that everything impacts your bottom line. And as an accountability accountant, I've seen it. I've seen when clients are not, number one, transparent and honest how it impacts their bottom line. I've seen when clients aren't operating in their greatness and accepting responsibility, how it impacts their bottom line.
Take accountability for your actions. You can take all the credit in the world for the things that you do right.
as long as you also take responsibility for the things you do wrong. It must be a balanced equation. You don't get it one way and not the other. You get to take credit when you also take accountability.
Hey guys, welcome back. So look, before we go right into the coins, one of Tiffany's artists came in on IG and was like, "Good evening, Queen. I was watching on your website, and I'm one of Tiffany's artists from Atlanta. She's a godsend to me. I promise you. Hashtag respect, hashtag real talk. Look, guys, real reviews, live and in living color." So as I was saying, from what I can hear, she sounds like she protects you guys, you artists, like I protect my small business clients. We go crazy ham for you guys, but we also kind of only give what we get. If you ain't trying to do your part, it's only so much we can do now. Okay, it's only so much we can do. Okay, so you guys have to come correct and come prepared to really take control over your life, and then everything that you dream of is possible. Oh, Tiffany. Okay. And guys, don't forget, go and follow her. I am Tiffany Gaines on Instagram. Go to her website, guys. We all know between 15 and 20 artists. Let's really be honest. Come on now. The family cookout, don't forget about her. When we on a family Zoom call, don't forget about her. Tell your bro, tell your cousin, hey, I was watching Folasade show. Tiffany came on. I know you say you're doing okay in the industry, but can you just holler at her just in case? Don't forget about Tiffany Gaines, okay? Okay, Tiffany. On the money tip, how can artists now make money? How are they making money now? Can you give me some feedback? Where the coins at? Are they making as much as they used to back in the day, or even more?
Oh, they're making more. They're definitely making more. YouTube.
Yes.
The
You heard what she said?
They're definitely making money from the streams as well, because there's nobody they're downloading for iTunes sales and whatnot to chart, but there's nobody really downloading music. There's nobody really heading to the stores like Target. I don't even know if there's a warehouse anymore. Warehouse Music, Best Buy. They limited their inventory down to just a little small section, if anything. So streams, YouTube, and really just branding. Their social media has turned into a moneymaker. Now you can make and charge a certain fee depending on what you look. Are you an influencer? These terms have really became something that is really a part. It's like almost rooted in the industry now. I wanted to say something before we go back into money.
Yeah.
When you say, I want people, go contact Tiffany Gaines. The reason why I decided to go global is because there are so many of me out there, but they are sitting at home, or they're waiting for an opportunity to get a check to speak on a panel, or they're waiting on an opportunity to fly out somewhere to appear on a TV show, or they're sitting in their executive seat and they are not teaching. There are so many positions out there that are waiting to be filled by people like myself that can make consistent income for not only yourself, but really for these artists as a whole. Get them off the streets.
Yes.
They're transitioning from the streets to music. So if you can help save a life, do it. And so when you say go follow Tiffany Gaines, that's my challenge to people that are out there, also known as whoever they are, right? So I can be that Tiffany Gaines. I can be that person, that individual that you go seek to get advice from. And it's just like you working out in the gym. Some people say, I don't need a trainer. But I'm telling you, when you get a trainer, they keep you accountable. You're going to be expected to do a little more than you would if you're, oh man, I'm tired. Oh, I did 10. That was hard. But they're going to say, give me 5 more. And that accountability, that consistency, and however long it is that you decide to partner, to actually utilize their services, if it's a few months or if it's a year, you're going to see results. It's inevitable. And that's pretty much what I do. It's the consistency of them contacting me every single month, the consistency of them practicing my strategies that I teach, the consistency of them actually performing, them acting, instead of just saying, you know, if y'all could do it. No, I turn them into entrepreneurs. Their brand,
Yes.
marketing brand, they're marketable brands that can actually generate true income, and they just don't know it. So I unlock potential. So there's plenty of me out there. I challenge you once again to come out, expose yourself, get a podcast, because that's what everybody's starting to do now. Get a YouTube channel, open it up, and start really marketing yourself. Teach some of these courses for free, okay? And really dive in and welcome the value of education into the situation, into the industry. And I guarantee you, you're going to have a whole lot of people making money, and we won't be facing a pandemic. You know,
Look, y'all, you know Tiffany a baddie when she say, hey, y'all, it's coinage for all of us. If you know you want to be in the music industry or you have a skill set, she says she need help, y'all. She can't help everybody. So if you know you are in the music industry and you're waiting around, she's telling you not only to the artists, but to all of the other executives on her level, or, you know, that want to aspire to be on her level, that don't wait around for your opportunity. Create it, okay? It's money out there. And she said you also will be saving an artist's life by doing that, because they are transitioning from the streets. And that hit my heart the most out of everything that you said, is that they're transitioning from the streets, and it's really our jobs to get them off and to keep them off the streets. But if we don't have women stepping up like you and really putting their passion out there and doing it, that's why we're losing so many of them now. It's like they don't have nowhere to go, no one to guide them and actually protect them and be that ear and guide them from and help them transition from the streets to business and into the industry. So that hit home. I'm so glad you said this. So guys, don't be waiting around just watching her. Y'all know y'all be watching her. Don't be just watching her. Look, go on out, start your thing too. She said, hey, she might pay you, might could even pay her to train you. Honestly, okay? You never know. If it's the money right, she might go ahead on and teach you some stuff. Oh my goodness, Tiffany, I'm just loving this. Okay, so time is winding down. Can you tell the people how we did talk about the money, guys. So if you did miss out on what we talked about, he said streaming is where the coins is. So does that mean we really don't need those in big labels anymore, right? We don't need the big labels, do we?
To be honest, they're coming to us now.
You see?
The tables have shifted. Oh, yeah.
Shifted. And see, this is the thing, guys. Tiffany said that the big labels are coming to her and her clients. But if you don't have somebody like Tiffany that can give you the strategy to be in control, that is where I feel most artists are going to mess up right now. Because you have the control, but because you wasn't taught to leverage, because you wasn't taught to negotiate, because you wasn't taught to read your numbers, you really don't know how to sit at the board table and get your worth. Okay, so this is where individuals and professionals like Tiffany come into place. So Tiffany, before we go, is there anything that you would love to leave the audience with, or anything that the artists need to know that is like on your heart that we missed out on tonight?
Man, just don't quit. Don't quit. And you can't expect it to happen overnight. Just picture yourself as a business. I think the shift of perspective is really what changes my artists. Once they start seeing the checks for the first time, they start saying things like, Tiffany, I'm a changed individual now. I can help. Oh my goodness, this one guy, he was able to pay for his mother's medicine, you know, and this was a long time ago. But it's just things like that where they can put food on the table now. They can purchase a car for the family. These things have not been possible, especially with certain individuals who have past, you know, criminal histories or whatnot. So when they go to music, I can show them how to really earn and how to learn the business and become a better person. So just don't quit. I'm not the only person out there. You know, you just got to look for value. Don't focus on people who are talking about money, 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 money. The ones that have integrity tied to their names, and when you read about them, there's just nothing but good things, you know, said about them. Pay attention to that, but for the most part, don't quit. That's really all it is, because there's gonna be some bumps in the road, you know.
Look, guys. Oh my gosh, Tiffany, I can continue to keep talking on. Or I can run my mouth, girl. I am just so blessed and so happy that you have come on the show today, because my fear and my worry is that we don't have enough of individuals like yourself and myself to protect our people. And if you guys don't come out of your cocoons and come out and spread your
Yeah.
wings, we cannot change the masses. And we can't just do it by ourselves, y'all. We cannot. We need y'all to step up. And we also need y'all artists and y'all business owners to really understand that you have to know the basics. You cannot skip. You cannot overlook the numbers. You cannot overlook the contracts. You cannot overlook who is behind you and supporting you. You have to have the right team behind you. And it's not just your manager. It's not just your publicist. It is your accountant. It is your, what would we call you, Tiffany?
Oh,
If
Lord.
I was your artist, what would I call you?
I'm everything. That's why I
You're
can't figure out
everything. You're
face.
everything. Look, you're everything behind the scenes, everything. You have to have those key people
Right.
in your space if you are an artist. And especially remember, as an artist, you guys are a business, and it's not going to be an easy road. But guess what? When you see the coins come rolling in, you're going to get motivated and you're going to get excited and you're going to start to make the impact and do the work. So guys, I am just so excited that you've all been able to get this amazing information. I hope that you realize that you need to know your numbers. Don't quit, okay? You have to have a solid team behind you, and don't get caught up on the money, the image. Everybody look good, but do they have your best interest in mind? Are they willing to teach you what you don't know and show you what you need to know? If not, go follow Tiffany. If you're not sure if you're in the good hands, in the right hands, follow her too, so you can kind of understand and decipher between and build the discernment that you need as an artist as well, to know what's right and what's wrong and who's right for you and who's not. So Tiffany, I just want to say thank you to your team, and thank you for you for being free tonight to join me. As I said, I can continuously talk all night. And guys, if you are an artist and you know you're winging it, go message her, go follow her. Even if she aren't able to take you on, she might can refer you to one of her colleagues as well that can help you guys. But you don't have to do this stuff alone. You do not. Go follow Tiffany. I am Tiffany Gaines. Go follow SS Global. Go Google her. She was in Forbes, Yahoo Finance. Go and follow Tiffany. And guys, I enjoyed tonight's show, and I look forward to you guys coming next week. I don't think we have a guest, but the following week I'll announce our next guest. And so excited as well, because you guys are going to learn so much stuff. If you're at your Zoom meeting with your family, don't forget about Tiffany Gaines, guys. You all have an amazing night, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you so much.
Yes.